Mary was in Boston this weekend, and Boston is literally 45 minutes from my house. And I saw your post on Facebook saying you were going to be doing your reenactment in Boston, and I got excited because I could totally make it there to see it. And for the rest of my shift, I was thinking about whether or not I should go. And then towards the end of my shift, I was like, that would be kind of super weird if I just showed up. Because you wouldn't know that I was coming. And then I'd just be like, hello, person I know from the internet. So next time you're in Boston doing reenactment, I'm going to show up. But I didn't this time because I wasn't sure how creepy that would be. So, next time. We are keeping with the book theme for this week, and we are recommending lesser known books, non popular books, that we think the other ones would like. So I'm just going to jump right into that part of it. The first one I have for you is the Jessica Darling series by Megan McCafferty. I started reading these books, because Haley G. Hoover from the Five Awesome Girls was reading them, and she was just gushing about how amazing they were because the fifth one was coming out and she was just so excited. So I bought the whole series and I read them in like 3 days. This first one's called Sloppy Firsts. It's about growing up. I think she's 14 in the first one. She's 16, it says right in the back of the book. 16 in the first one, and she's like 25, 26 in the last one. They are fantastic, fantastic books. It's growing up and falling in love and friendship and moving away, and they're just really good, and I highly recommend that you read this series. I'm going to put a link to the Goodreads about all these books in the thing below, so you can check that out for a better review and description of the books. The second one I have for you is the Across the Universe series. This is the first one. It is about a girl who was cryogenically frozen on Earth and sent in a spaceship with a whole bunch of other people from Earth to, like, New Earth. And she wakes up before they get there. And it's supposed to be, like, this utopian amazingness. And it ends up being more the opposite, dystopian craziness. But it's really good, and it's a mystery, and it's a lot going on, but it's a great series. I've only read the first two. There's a third one, but I highly recommend it. The next one I have for you is a little bit depressing. This one is called Before I Fall by Lauren Oliver. It's about a girl who dies in the first chapter, and she relives that day, kind of a Groundhog's Day theme, but not really, kind of morbid. And she relives that day over and over again, but she lives it in a different perspective every time, and she decides how she wants her legacy, I guess. And that last day, she's, I believe, 17 years old, the girl, and it's great. You should, check it out in Goodreads to get a better description of it, but it's a beautiful book. I read it in like a day again, but it's great. It's a really excellent story. The next one I have, you probably have all heard of The Sister of the Traveling Pants. Did you know there's a fifth one? Because I didn't. I found this on a bookshelf and I was so excited. So this is the fifth Sister of the Traveling Pants book. It takes place, I think, 10 years later. They're in their mid-20s. And it's that same theme that they had in the original books. Just the girls and growing apart and not being the friends you were. But because they're older, it's different. It deals with loss and friendship and trying to keep what you had, but knowing that you can't. And it's great, and I highly recommend, especially if you've read the other ones, otherwise it won't make any sense, to read this fifth Sister of the Traveling Pants book. And the last one that I have is called If I Stay by Gail Forman. And this is also about a girl who dies in the first chapter. Well, kind of. She's in a coma. There's a very horrific car accident in the first chapter. And the girl is in a coma, deciding whether or not she wants to live or die. And it's an excellent story. I read it sitting in front of the place that I watched the improv shows in one afternoon. It was just that that page turning. It's a really, really beautiful story, and I highly, highly recommend it. That's what I have for you guys. I will see you next week. I'm so happy we're doing this again. I know I said that last week, but I'm just so thrilled to be sitting in front of my computer and talking and knowing that you guys are listening and seeing your faces and talking to you guys again. This is just, I'm so happy we're doing this. So I look forward to hearing your lists for the week, and I'll see you guys next week. And Noel's, I'll see you tomorrow.